Alright guys, what's up? Ninja Deathstrike here, bringing you another Pokemon TCGO match. I apologize, this is probably going to go up pretty late. Completely forgot that I needed a video ready for today, so I'm just now recording it on Friday night, and I still got to let it render and upload, so it's probably going to be up quite a bit later than usual for Friday upload, but better late than never, I guess. And to make up for that, I have a deck I'm sure a lot of you are really going to enjoy. Kind of seems to be a fan favorite, even though it's not very good. I guess it's kind of got an underdog thing going on. But in any case, I am playing Flygon Dusknoir, and my opponent is going to be playing a Hydreigon Darkrai Hydreigon deck. Wow, I said that 3 times, really? Yeah, so he's playing that deck, which is a very, very good deck. But it's going to be an interesting matchup. I do get to go first, which is good. And my deck is a little different than a lot of builds. Rather than focusing on using Vibrava's Sand Pulse attack, I kind of focus on Energy Denial, and I actually go for Trapinch's Smithereen Smash attack, which is a ridiculous name for a basic Pokemon that doesn't even do any damage. But anyhow, that's besides the point. Yeah, so if you don't know what that does, which you probably don't, I had to look up the name before I even recorded this video. You flip a coin, and if heads, you get to discard a card off of the active, discard an energy off of the active Pokemon. So I play that. I think I have hammers in here too to add to the Energy Denial, and I aim to just Rare Candy into Flygon rather than evolve through the Vibrava, and then get Dusknoir down early game, mid to late game, so that I can move the damage around. Like I said previously, and I will probably say again, you do not need Dusknoir down early game. He's just catcher bait. He doesn't help you that much until you have a lot of damage on board. So if you're playing a deck with Dusknoir, you don't need to worry about trying to get him out fast. So I really want a fast Flygon, and then I just want to use Smithereen Smash as much as I can to try and keep the energy off of the board. So my opponent gets a ridiculous turn 1, plays his hand down to 0 with Computer Search and then Junipers. Unfortunately for him, he doesn't get a Dark Patch at any point, so he's not able to retreat into that Sableye and go for the Junk Hunt. So that's going to be huge for me. I'm sitting on a turn 2 Flygon, which is great. You can see I just Ultra Balled away that Duskull, because like I said, I don't need it at the beginning of the game, so I'm just going to throw it out and get my Flygon instead. So it turns out I should have gone for the Celebi, because I get 2 Rare Candies and 2 Flygons, and because I don't have Celebi, I'm not able to go for Smithereen Smash, but I can at least start Sand Slammer. I put 30 damage on his board, which is not a lot. And I'm not really going to be able to do a whole lot until I get that Celebi out. So unfortunately, the hand that I end myself into is less than fantastic. Going to get 2 Flygons out, so that's cool. That's one of the hardest parts, but I've got nothing beyond that. Thankfully, I get end into a better hand. That Level Ball, not going to be able to get me Flygon, Celebi, but I can use it maybe to get another Trapinch or get the single Vibrava that I do have. I'll also be interested to see if I play down that Duskull or not. I hope that I don't, but it looks like I'm going to. Don't do it. No, okay, well, that was... Again, I don't need that thing out now, so I'm not sure why I did that. And I Ultra Balled away the other one. I only play a 2/2 line with no Dusclops. So if that thing gets catchered, I'm going to be without Dusknoir. Wow, really? Going to be without Dusknoir for the game unless I can get a Super Rod. But whatever, what's done is done. And I will get another Flygon next turn. I do have a Dusknoir in my hand, but without a Rare Candy, it's not going to be that useful. And I still don't have Celebi, so there's nothing for me to do except just pass and put some more damage down. So I suppose I could have been attempting to get 60 damage in case he couldn't evolve that Hydreigon. Then I could have rare candied into Dusknoir and moved the damage over to Dino and knocked him out. But you can see he's missing energy. I believe he's only gotten 2. That might have been a special dark he just put on his Darkrai too. I'm not sure. If it was, screw you, guy. If not, then never mind. But he ends me gain, which kind of helps out. I didn't have a whole lot of options with that other hand, but I'm going to think about what I want to do here. I probably need to get an Ultra Ball with that Skyla, and then I can Ultra Ball for Celebi, and then Super Rod in the stuff that I throw out with the Ultra Ball. But it looks like I'm just going to play it in instead. Okay. But hey, look at that. There's Celebi, so everything is okay. I actually end myself into a God Hand. Pretty much fantastic. So that's cool. But the safer option would have been just to play that Skyla and guarantee. Now, here you'll see I get the required energy to go for Flygon's attack. But we're going to get to see a fun TCGO glitch here. So I go for Flying Beatdown. Yes, I'm going to paralyze that Darkrai. That's going to buy me a whole nother turn of damage. But instead, Flygon paralyzes himself because TCGO. So you can see I pull up the chat and I'm speechless. What? How did this even happen? Like, how many Pokemon have paralyzing attacks? And how many of them work? And you screw up one? And this is like a month after the set's been released. They still haven't fixed it. So this is a huge deal, because if I had paralyzed my opponent, he would not have gotten that Night Spear off. And that's 120 damage on my side of the board that I should not have. So that's really too bad. Big deal there. And yeah, not happy about that. But I get 3 Crushing Hammers, so that's fun. And I get my Dusknoir down. I do have a ton of damage on board now, so this is going to be when I start to take the lead back. I think what I'm doing is I'm moving all the damage up to that Darkrai. Going to put it at 170, and then it'll get taken out between turns. That's going to knock all of his energy off the board. He hasn't put anything else down, probably to try and prevent me from, spreading damage with Sandslammer, but that is going to hurt him because I'm about to knock all of his energy off the board, and he's really got nothing to respond. He could send up Hydreigon, but he has no energy. He does have the Sableye, and I miscalculate on my Sandslammer here. I leave Sableye at 50. I'm not sure how much damage is on that Hydreigon. Yeah. So, yeah, I miss it by 10. I completely screw up my math. So, the first time, that was definitely the game's fault where Flygon paralyzed himself. But this is a huge mistake for me. I should have moved that last damage counter over to Sableye. Could have taken out the Sableye, and then he would have been forced to just promote Hydreigon and not had the option to Junk Hunt. So he's going to end me down to 4, and then he's going to be able to put himself right back in the game with a Junk Hunt, which is something I easily could have prevented if I would have played more carefully. So that's really too bad. If he gets a couple dark patches, he can get his energy back on board really quick and probably start putting it on faster than I can take it off. I do have 2 Crushing Hammers, so that's handy. And I did kill the Sableye before he got anything on board. So that's good too. If he doesn't have something, a basic to play down, a dark basic, it's pretty much game over. But still disappointing that I could have wrapped the game up basically that turn if I would have killed the Sableye. I'm still in really good shape, though. I've got 2 Flygons out. I really need another one. You know, the one has 30 damage on it. If I get Night Spirit again, it's going to put that one in range where he'll be one hit KO'd by another Night Spear. So I'm probably going to need a third Flygon. You know, any deck that needs a stage 2 active constantly is just so hard to keep consistent. They fizzle out. You know, even if you get the first one fast, if you can't stream them constantly, you just lose because all of the other decks just need a basic. So that's so many fewer cards they need to get going. He is going to play a Sableye down here. He needs a Darkrai this turn too. Otherwise, he's not going to be able to get free retreat. And Hydreigon's just going to be stuck active. He won't be able to junk hunt unless he has a switch. Some decks do play a single copy of Switch. It's not a terrible idea. But I don't believe he's going to get one. The fact that he double dark patched to Sableye kind of tells me that he probably doesn't have a Darkrai. And oh, I guess he's going to Juniper, so never mind. He's just hoping to hit one here. And that way, if he does get the Juniper, he can just shift the energy over. Of course, he hasn't used his attachment for this turn either, so the double dark patch and an attachment will actually give him a Night Spear. That's very, very scary, and that's what's going to happen. So you can see not taking out that Sableye is just really, really coming back to hurt me. He's getting a Night Spear the turn after, and there's no way this would have happened if he just had Hydreigon up. So big, big mistake for me. That on top of the fact that I have damage on the board, which I should not have at all. Damage that is going to mean that my Flygon is one hit KO'd when it shouldn't be. And yeah, I'm in a bit of trouble here. So going to, of course, just go ahead and promote my Flygon. That way I get the Sand Slammer damage. And now I need to think about how I want to do things. I have some cards in my hand. I could have Ultra Balled and computer searched for Rare Candy Flygon, but I decided to go for the Crushing Hammers instead. If I could get even one heads, I would make it really hard for him to attack next turn, since he's played so many of his dark patches already. But of course I flipped Double Tails. So at best I'm only going to get one energy off of his board, and that can just be countered by attaching again. So really problematic for me. You know, once they do get enough energy to attach, it can be pretty hard to stop them if they can just keep attaching, since you can only get rid of one energy each turn. So I get the Juniper. Looks like I was thinking about Ultra Ball in there, but I'm not sure what I would get if I did that. Now I believe I do have Vibrava on this Flygon, so if I attach that Fighting, I would be able to go for a Sand Pulse, but it looks like I'm going to Ultra Ball. Not sure what for. Another Vibrava. Okay, so I guess I did have two in the deck, just to give me the option for going for it if I want to. So I just decided to get that out, which is fine. And I get Tails, double Tails, so I flip 4 Tails in a row. Awesome. And I am in some trouble. I guess the reason I went for that Vibrava now is because I knew this Flygon was going down this turn. And so I absolutely must have a Flygon next turn. I'm already going to miss one turn of Sand Slammer damage. If I don't get a Flygon next turn, it's game over. I'm just going to lose. So I just go for the safety of the Vibrava, knowing that I have the Juniper. I should be able to get a Flygon this turn, or get a card to get me into Flygon. And I do. I get the Ultra Ball, thank God. So I'm probably going to ditch the Dusknoir and the Rare Candy and get a Flygon. And I have a lot of damage on board again, so it's going to be time for some Dark Hand shenanigans again. So I've got 70 there, 20, so that's 90, 110. So that's not great. It's, I guess, enough to take out... No, it's really not. It's not enough to do anything with, actually. I thought I had a lot more. But yeah, I'll probably ditch the rare candy and the Dusknoir here. I could get rid of the Switch too, because Switch, okay, or I could just get rid of Victini. That was not the right card to discard. Definitely would have preferred to get rid of the Dusknoir instead, since I already discarded my other Duskull and used my Super Rod, I think. So I flipped Double Tails again. That makes 6 tails in a row, so that's fun. Yeah, just one of those games. And I do nothing. I put 30 damage on the board. 30 damage is not enough damage. I guess I have enough to kill Flygon now, or to kill Hydreigon now if I wanted to, but if he gets another Blend Energy, he can one-shot my Flygon, and then I'm screwed. So all those 6 tails in a row really, really, really hurt. Like if I had hit just one of those, I'd be in a lot better shape, because he'd be down to just 3 energy, which means Hydreigon would not be able to attack. But now he makes a huge, huge, supermassive mistake. He promotes his Hydreigon. So I'm like, great, I'm going to get Dragon Blasted. He shifts all the energy up to it. But he attached a Dark Energy. He did not attach a Blend Energy, so he puts 4 energy onto his Hydreigon and then realizes he can't attack and he can't retreat. So he sticks his Flygon active and then leaves all his energy there, catches up Dusknoir, getting ready to go for that big Dragon Blast, and nope, not working. So yeah, you can see he's moving his energy around, trying to figure out what's going on. Can't do anything. He's pretty much stuck. So he quits. And we win! After flipping 6 tails in a row. That's how Flygon Celebi won the game. Not the most fantastic ending, but I do think I definitely would have won if the game worked properly and I was able to get that Perilous way back in the beginning. So, not a huge deal. Catching up the Dusknoir, I did have the Switch as well, but he should have just attacked with Darkrai. He probably could have won. But anyhow, yes, karma is justice is served, and I win the game that I should have won, thanks to my opponent not knowing what his cards do. So always read your cards. It helps you play the game. Anyhow, thumbs up if you guys liked the video. Leave me a comment about it. Check out the links in the description, and I will have more coming your way shortly. Thanks for watching, guys.